truth was that these Florida showers would have passed through by now, but it looks like we're in for a wet one tonight at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
Jerick McKinnon to take it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down. It's 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
They'll run with the third-year man, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Mahomes. Flushed out right. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
And he'll be brought down at the 27. Patrick Mahomes, he can do everything seemingly, and that time he just reared back and let it fly.
And how about how he improvised right there, because he got flushed out of the pocket, locked eyes with his wide receiver, who knew to just keep running. And he was able to lay that one out there for him to run under.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw.
And that'll be caught by Tony. That one's on the former Patriot, Joe Tooney.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field of the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling, and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Our game here, Bucs and Chiefs, certainly one of the crown jewels in this 2022 NFL schedule. Of course, a rematch of that memorable Super Bowl 55, Tom Brady's 7th Super Bowl title, and his guys really outmanned a Kansas City team who came up short in their quest to go back-to-back. And you look at these two quarterbacks, Brady, just a legend of the game. Many say the GOAT. Mahomes, certainly you could say on a similar trajectory. And then we'd be remiss for not mentioning these two, of course.
And in for the Chiefs touchdown.
Kadarius Toney.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Chiefs are on the board first here on the road in Tampa.
And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Swain going to look to bring this one out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10
at their own 19-yard line. They'll start out and right away he lost the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, it was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, that maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there.
Because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, well, dry. Now you've got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. It might take them a little time to settle in on their focus and concentration. Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now here's Mahomes. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
Carl Nassib shooting in and taking him to the ground.
There's a lot of discussion in the defensive team meeting after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water was wrong in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement, because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
Let's see if they do that. So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. Butker's kick here is good, and that will make this a 9-point lead.
So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away.
Swain going to look to bring this one out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
They are coming off the game last week, which a very interesting game, and Charles, ultimately it ended in a tie.
And that's difficult on teams because, let's face it, Brandon, they just don't know how to react. I mean, who does? Did you win? No. Did you lose? No. Because when you win, you jump up and down. Life's good. When you lose, you set your face in that stone look so that you show that you weren't hurt. I think it's one of those things that at the end of the year you find out just how you're supposed to feel about that tie. Did it help you or hurt you in the standings? Then you'll know what you really should have felt that game.
Fournette once more on 2nd down.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first.
This defense for the Chiefs, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Brady's throw on third down there is incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
Here's Hardman to return.
It's a 40-yard punt, but they lose yardage on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Edwards-Helaire on the counter.
He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Here's Mahomes to throw.
Man open, it's Tony. He's got it. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
1st and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it.
And some room to work.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes us all the way down to the 37.
And not quite sure what just happened there, other than we do know that he spiked the football on first down. On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the line and way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against the secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive, as this is 3rd and 10. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And this this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 12-yard line. Excellent play there on third down. Give them 25 yards.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
And now here's a carry heading left. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Not a big run, not an explosive run, but they've held the ball for plenty of plays on this drive. They're just trying to impose their will on the defense right now.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
So 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They'll try to run this one in, and he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year,
as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
Swain going to look to bring this one out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Brady. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Working from the gun, it's Brady. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack.
Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Throwing now is Mahomes. Catch is made by Hardman. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. And on that last pass for Patrick Mahomes, he tops 20,000 career passing yards. And, of course, this is a guy who came to the league in 2017. So to get to 20,000 so quickly, the only question now, where's the ceiling? Is it 40? Is it 50? Is it 70, 80,000? We will wait and see. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Four yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And that will keep this a 15-point game. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. To throw is Brady. This is caught by Evans. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, 75 yards. And the Buccaneers get a bit closer. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And this is back to an 8-point game. Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. Out of the end zone comes McKinnon. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Trying to find his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted.
Mike Edwards picks it off. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession of the football.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
So after the INT, it's Brady. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover, but I love their fight. Planted their feet and forced the incompletion on 1st down.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And they'll get him down right about the 20. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
I mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down.
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Succop's kick is good. And the lead sleds to 5 now at 15-10. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple. You always run in drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half. Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Mahomes now to throw. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
That's good decision-making right there. Understood down in distance. Knew it wasn't 3rd down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the 1st down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Chiefs on top. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. Swain going to look to bring this one out. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the 2nd half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the 1st half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A shotgun give to Fournette. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level. But that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Now Brady.
And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin.
And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 44-yard line. And they get 10 yards there and convert on 3rd. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 44-yard line. That throw by Brady incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. On the draw, this is Fournette. And he'll take this close to a 1st down at the Chiefs' 35. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Running lanes were at a premium in the 1st half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big 2nd half.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And Fournette trying to power his way forward, but I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll go with a big bank Fournette. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10.
Again, it's Fournette. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
And when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Inside handoff now to Fournette. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
Brady going to throw. And he's going to have the hook up to Gage. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 16. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Into the red zone, it's Brady.
Finding Evans here, going across the middle of the field.
And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown. Mike Evans with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Bucs have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half.
So what can Brady do here as he'll lead his guys up to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. Incomplete. And in the 3rd quarter here, they were trying to push that to a 3-point game, but instead it'll stay at 1.
And I'm a big proponent of not chasing points or going for 2 too early. But in this case, I understand why. You know, if you kick an extra point, you're just up 2, right? So a field goal still puts the other team ahead. So you go for 2 here and protect the field goal lead. They didn't get it done, though.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they put.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. And one play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
3rd time's the charm on the extra point as he gets this one to go. And that'll make this a 6-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Swain going to look to bring this one out. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady. He completes it to Julio Jones. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. First catch so far for Julio. He's got a first down. And until that point, we haven't seen Julio Jones. That's hard to believe here this late in the game.
And no one more frustrated than Julio Jones because receivers feed off of catches. That's their fuel, and that's also their affirmation. And he hasn't been getting much of that in this game, and their team is losing, and he wants to have a better effect on the game.
Just the first connection. Ryan to Jones there.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
On first down, Brady. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Now Brady. And finding the tight end Rudolph. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 15-yard line. Up the gut, Fournette. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. On 3rd down, Fournette. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This will be spotted at the 20, so it's a 30-yard attempt. Succop's kick is good, and that will bring the deficit back down to 3. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. 4th quarter, they cling to a 3-point lead after the field goal a moment ago. And it's certainly a very critical drive with still a good chunk of time remaining. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
From the 29, Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Trying to get away, but could not. Levante David making his presence felt to the backfield.
He was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this one caught by Travis Kelce.
And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
Keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of the yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
Obviously, there's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Delay of game penalty. Ships him back 5 yards. Makes it 3rd and 10. Mahomes going to throw.
Man open, it's Tony. He's got it.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. From the 36, Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. Now here's Mahomes. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 17-yard line. His huge night, it just continues as he's now north of 200 yards receiving. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
They go back to the ground with Edwards-Helaire.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Shaquille Barrett there pushing upfield to make the stop.
So with your team leading in the 4th quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Now Mahomes steps away to his left. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got it into right sync, and they'll force the ball through and kept them out of the end zone.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Throwing now is Mahomes. That's going to be caught.
And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
They'll run with Edwards-Helaire.
And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. They'll try to run this one in. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ballgame. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal.
43!
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco,
His 2nd touchdown of the night.
and the Chiefs will add to their 4th quarter lead.
And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on.
Well, trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that personal foul not only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
Back to throw, Brady. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Well, obviously, Charles, this stage of the game, down 2 scores, they had to put the football in the air. Unfortunately, it gets picked off.
And the criticism comes easily in situations like this, but you just laid it out. Look where they are on the scoreboard. Look at where the clock is in the game. He has to take a chance here and try and get the ball downfield to his receivers. Unfortunately, it was picked off.
That was Carl Nassib working his way through and sticking him behind the line.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Victory in the cards now for the Chiefs as they take a knee here. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. And the clock will roll down to zeros. 4 weeks in, 4-0. I don't think anybody needs to alert the 72 Dolphins just yet, but great start to the season.
Great start. How about him taking a knee at the end? And there's no better feeling for a team than to do that, to close out a victory. But you're right, at 4-0, they're sending a message to the rest of the league. They're going to be tough to deal with.
Well, you feel the excitement build on those fourth down plays. Defense has to stay out there, but for the offense, when that thing doesn't work out, such disappointment.
It can absolutely be a deflator, but how about the defensive guys? If they stop you on fourth down, they are absolutely elevated going to the...
No, he didn't spike it. He faked it. Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game, but these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Chiefs, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0.
And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, they fall to